Hey, what's up? This is Ace and welcome to my very first Mugen tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to make a character do a charging attack, such as this. You see, hold it for a little bit, he does a punch, hold him a little bit more, he does that, hold him a little bit more, he does that, and you hold him even longer to go even further beyond, which is that. I'm going to be showing you how to do that right there. I already have everything set up. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to just be showing you how I got to that point right there. So first, what you want to do is get your animations ready. For my animation 400, I have this, which is the charging animation. So you see how you want like that, and then you have to do the animations for his attack. His weak version of the attack is here for 1, his medium is here for 2, his strong one is here for 3, and lastly I have the ending version, which is 404. Alright, so that's all you need for your animations. Of course, when you actually do this as a character, you have to add collision boxes and stuff like that, but that's all you need for the animations. Alright, so for the command file, this is what I have for the command file. My command is hold_X, which means holding down X. If you don't have that command, then go to your commands and just add it at the very end, like how I did. Since I'm using a Kung Fu Man base, I don't think Kung Fu Man has this command, so I added it at the very end. This is my first time using a Kung Fu Man base. I kind of just wanted to try it out, so yeah, I found that I had to add that little bit of code right there, which is just name equals hold_X, command equals /X, time equals 1, which is really simple. And then let me go back to the command. Like I said before, this is pretty simple. This entire thing right here, making a charge attack, might seem like a daunting task, but really it's really easy, you know. Even in the CNS file, it's pretty easy. So yeah, in the command I have value equals 400, which is the same value as the initial animation, and I have the command equal, like I said before, hold_X and hold down, which is the arrow key for me. So you hold down the arrow key, which could also be seen as crouching, and you hold down X, then this command will happen, and the state type is crouching and control right there. So yeah, that's all you need for the command. Nothing too complicated right there. So yeah, lastly, let's look into the CNS file. For the state def 400, I have type equals crouching because my character will be crouching. The move type so far will be idle because he's not attacking during this animation. It will be idle for right now. The physics will also be crouching since, you know, he is crouching. Control equals 0, animation equals 400, like right here, and sprite priority equals 2 and power add equals 0. So yeah, ignore this palette effects. I just added that on to demonstrate what he does, so I'll demonstrate that to you in a little bit or later or whatever. So yeah, what you really need to add is this code right here, change anim. So if you don't feel like typing that all up, just double click that and then add in the triggers and the value. Make that value the same as this animation value, and then make trigger 1 exclamation mark equal the same value as that again, and then put and command equals hold_X. So what this means is that when your character is not in the animation 400, then it will get back into animation 400 as long as if you're holding down X. So yeah, that's pretty much what that means. And for the change states, which is pretty much what makes this move, I separated it into 2 categories, which is the change states in which you are in control and the change states in which you are not in control. So without any further ado, let's get into this part. So first, you want to make a change state saying anim time equals 0 for the trigger, and command is not equal to hold_X, which is command exclamation point equals hold_X, and times less than 50. Now the value for this will equal the beginning animation. So that will equal when you go like boom. So the very first part of your attack. So for me, that's before you even start charging, really. So that's 240 for me, which is my previous attack that I just did, that I just coded like yesterday or something. So yeah. Alright, so yeah, so what this is saying is that when the animation is over and you let go of X and the time happens to be less than 50, then your character will go into this state. Now what you do for the next states, which will are the change states into 401 for me, the weak, medium, and strong versions of your attack. In regards to those, all you have to do for the trigger one, you just copy and paste that, and you add a different time interval. So for the weak version, that will occur in between the times of 50 and 100. For the medium version, it will occur during the times 100 and 150. And lastly, for the strongest version, it will occur between the times of 150 and 200. And you want to make sure that these, the control equals 1, because you are the one in control doing this, alright? So yeah, so after you do that, I'll get back to the power in a second, but after you do that, you want to add this code in the not in control, which is saying that when the animation is over and the time is greater than or equal to 200, then your character would just automatically go into the state 403. So what this does is that it makes it so that you're not just sitting there holding down X for a super long time. So after the time 200, you will just automatically do your strongest version of the attack. So yeah, that's pretty much all that's saying. And that's all you need to do the charging attack, unless you're gonna add in power as a factor. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm adding in power as a factor, and I'm making it so you need to have at least 100 power for the weakest version, 150 for your medium version, and 200 for your strongest version. That's what this means. Trigger all equals power, equals power is greater than or equal to 200, 150, or 100. That's what that means. If you're not adding in power, you don't need this, but if you want to add power, you need this. If you want it to be stronger, just add an extra 0 or just add a different value, but this is how I'm going to do it for my move. And then if you do power, you need to add in these states right here, which is a change state right here for value equals 240, where you're not in control. Alright, so for all of these, 240, 401, 402, and 403, for these change states, you're also going to need a corresponding change state for when you're not in control, if you're using power. I don't think you need these states if you're not using power, but like I said before, if you're using power, you're going to need this. Alright, so for the first one, which is for me 240, for that corresponding change state, I'm going to have it for, when time is less than 50 and power is less than 100, then this would just automatically happen. And this is so that, say for instance, yeah, never mind. So this is what you need for that. Next, you're gonna have a 401, and what you want to do is just kind of copy and paste that, but like before, just add different intervals. Alright, so just copy and paste that, and for 401, add the interval time is greater than or equal to 50 or less than 100, which is the same one as right here. Just copy and paste that right there. And power has to be greater than or equal to 100 but less than 150, because if you have 150, then you're going to be doing 402, not 401. So you just add that little power interval again, make sure the control is 0 because you're not going to be in control, and just copy and paste that 2 more times and change the values like I did right here. So the value, instead of being 50, in between 50 and 100, will be in between 100 and 150, and the power interval will be different, and so on and so forth. And that's pretty much it for the change states. Now, like I said before, it looks kind of like a daunting task. It looks pretty complicated, but really when you get into the nooks and crannies of everything, it is pretty simple. So if you are just starting out as a Mugen creator, if you just found out about Mugen and you want to make a character and you wanted to add this type of attack, then this is all you really need to know in order to do this attack. You don't need any complicated variables or anything. This is all you need to know. And also, lastly, I added in the state devs for the strong, medium, and weak animations. So that's the last thing you kind of want to do. So this is the state dev for 401. Pretty simple, really bare bones. I haven't really gotten into here yet to code his Gatling move, but this is all I have so far. And you see how I have power add minus 100, so that when you do this move, you will lose 100 power points, so that it's so you can't just keep using this move all crazy. And then I did the same for 402 except 150, and 403 except for, you know, negative 200. And if you notice at the end for the change state, I made it 404 because I'd added another state def for the end of it for 404, which is right here. And yeah, pretty much it. This concludes my very first Mugen tutorial. If you enjoyed it, then please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, have an amazing day. If there are any other tutorials you would like to see, then please let me know in the comments. And also, if you have any questions about this tutorial, then please tell me what's up and what you need help with, because I will try my best to help all of you. This concludes my video. Like I said before, please have a nice day. Peace.